On our way to a powerlifting meet. Sports people.
When I was 18, I was benching 315. By the time I was 19, I was benching 405. When I was 23, I was benching 500. And I just recently benched a 600 at 27. Remember that? I hold 2 national records in the SPF, and I also have a world championship. I competed in Vegas back in 2015 against 29 other countries, and I won my division. I'm also a personal trainer here at Anytime Fitness. I've been doing that for 10 years as well.
I'm Philip Brewer. I was lifting when I was about 13. I'm 37 now. I hit the first person under 172 to bench 500. I hit 500 at 164. It's actually got broken. The guy from Hungary did a 507. I'm trying to get healthy and make another run. I started off, I was the weakest 7th grader. And when I was 13, going into 8th grade, there's like 2 guys that were stronger than me. I continued all through high school, and that's a little of my story.
I'm going to go over some of the common mistakes that I see with young benchers. The first thing is your shoulders need to be pinched. A lot of people lay flat on the bench, and they'll remain pretty wide. When you lay back, your shoulder blades need to be pinched as hard as they can, and you need to be sitting on top of your traps. If your back is too flat, it's going to hurt your bench. The tighter your back is, the bigger your bench is going to be, okay?
So what you mean is, when you lay down on the bench, a lot of people just kind of lay down like flat.
You have a longer range of motion, pinch those shoulders together, lift your chest up, and you get a little arch in your lower back, and that shortens your range of motion. The more that chest is up, and you take a deep breath after a rack, and again, you stay tight, you keep your body stay tight because you have oxygen, you're full of oxygen, and that'll help you with your stability.
See is a lot of times when people lay flat on the bench, the body's not tight. You'll see people moving their feet or they're wiggling their hips. If your body is loose, it's going to hurt your bench as well. Your body has to be completely tight. Bench press is just like deadlift. It's a full body movement. Okay. Another thing is we call bending the bar. Some of you may have heard of it. And what that is when you're holding the bar, you're actually trying to break it and bend it inward. And when you bend it inward, it's actually going to bring your elbows inward, and you're going to go downward at an angle. A lot of people will bench with their arms and their elbows straight out, which is a good way to hurt your rotator cuff on your shoulder, your front delt. I've hurt myself with that several times, and once I switched over to bending the bar and bending my elbows in, I have no more shoulder problems. The biggest secret that I can give to any bencher is leg drive. I see so many benchers use no leg drive. I tell everyone that I bench with my legs, which I do. My leg drive probably will add about 50 to 70 pounds on my bench. When I'm driving my legs, I'm pushing backward. I'm not pushing upward. I'm trying to drive myself towards the spotter, okay? So that's my biggest secret.
You're flat. When you have your feet flat, you're more inclined to push upward. Instead of through the bench, you push upwards. That's why sometimes you'll see people raise their hips up, get the glutes up off the pad. And when you're trying to compete in competition, it's red light. Get back under you, get on your toes. Some people can get 3/4 of the foot, but you still have to get a little wider stance to stabilize yourself. Have your ankles twisted in. Again, you have a stable base. That'll help you keep from raising your hips up off the bench. Again, get a little arch, pull your glutes, your back together, and you get a little better range of motion.
I also see it's not necessarily a mistake. It's something that I just don't necessarily agree with, and that's whenever benchers have their legs extremely far back to where they're literally standing on the tops of their toes. What this does is it gives your back a much higher arch, so you'll have less distance to come down with the bar, but it also pretty much cancels out your leg drive. Another thing is breathing. A lot of times when you see people unrack the bar, one thing I see is that these lifters, they'll take a deep breath right before they bring the bar down. And what that's doing is, as soon as you take a deep breath, your oxygen level is at its peak, okay? And as soon as that breath is held, your oxygen levels will deplete, okay? So as you're bringing the bar down while holding your breath, your oxygen levels are steadily depleting, okay? What I do is I suck the bar down too. So as I'm coming down, I'm sucking in and in and in. And by the time I'm touching my chest, I have my lungs filled, okay? That way I have no oxygen that's been wasted. Okay. And lastly, hand placement on the bar. It's not necessarily a problem, but the closer in you're going to hold the bar, the more triceps is going to hit. The wider you're going to hold the bar, the more chest is going to hit. Okay. You kind of got to feel what works best for you. But in the end, your triceps are going to be a lot bigger than your chest, and your chest is always going to power your triceps. So if you grab it wider, I grab a wide grip. Philip grabs a little closer. Just is it mainly because of your shoulder?
Yeah, I was doing a lot of close grip and stuff because I had shoulder surgery on the strapped shoulder, and it seemed to give me less problems. I'm just now starting to widen back out. Back in December, I started widening my bench out back to a little grip.
First thing I do when I sit down is I'll mostly catch my breath. A lot of times you'll see powerlifters walking back and forth at their pace, and what that's doing is depleting your oxygen. Okay, you're just burning energy. They're trying to get a hyper and everything, but it's really just depleting. Catch my breath. I'll lay back, and the first thing I'll do is I'll grab the bar where I usually grab. I'll pull myself upward, and I'll dig my shoulder blades into the bench. Okay, now I'm sitting on my traps. Next, I'll fix my feet where I want the tops of my heels, and I'm actually going to drive my butt upward. Okay, when I'm up, I'm already driving my legs back. So as soon as the bar is unwrapped, I'm already driving my legs forward. As I'm moving down, I'm keeping my elbows inward, and I'm sucking the bar down too. And then as soon as the pressing band goes, I'm driving backwards towards the spot.
Just kind of show you my setup. Same thing, I'll kind of get back on my toes. Get a little arch, I'll go on my toes. I'll go 1, 2. My spot is handed out right when I take my breath. That way I'm already tight, my chest is up, and I'm stable. And then I won't start exhaling until closer to the end of the lift, and a lot of times I won't exhale at all. As long as I'm coming up, as long as it's coming up. Because once you start going, you start sinking down.
I want to thank everyone for coming.
I told you that I was going to have a body weight workout for beginners, and this is it. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you have a clear space, water, a towel for sweat. You also want to warm up. So you do 5 to 10 minutes of warm up, however you want to do it, whatever works best for you. This is going to be full body. I know a lot of you out there, when they say beginners in a lot of programs that say beginner bodyweight programs, there is some intense stuff going on. And I know some of you are just starting out. One of my clients that I used to have, she didn't ever get any exercise in. So just doing 10 squats was a lot for her. But you guys, if you're training yourself, you know what level you're at, you know what you can do. So just try to do the workout as best you can, and whatever you can't do, do a modification for it. So if you can't do a full push-up, use your knees on the ground, or, you know, if you can't do a wacky jack, which is it's from P90X, but it'll work your obliques. If you can't do jumping like this, or if you can't do a jumping lunge, then you can always just do, you know, a modification and do step lunges. Do whatever works for you, as long as you're moving. That is the goal. Which a circuit is just where you have multiple exercises that you put all together. You do them all, like, you take all your exercises, you do one like set of each exercise, and you just keep going until you get to the bottom, then you rest, then you go back to the top. So for a 30-20-10 as a circuit, we're going to pick 3 exercises, and we're going to do those 3 exercises in the first exercise 30 seconds, the second exercise 20 reps, and the third exercise 10 reps. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 30 seconds of wacky jacks for your obliques, and you can do these like this. If you need to modify, you can just lift your knees, but make sure you're lifting them to the side to hit your obliques. If you're at a higher level, then you're going to add the jump, and you're going to go back and forth like this. And again, that came from a P90X video, so I'm not trying to take credit for it. It's just a good exercise. Then we're going to do 20 reps of bodyweight squats. We're going to go down to just above 90. You can go down to 90 if you want to, but if you're just starting out as a beginner, going down to 90 for a bodyweight squat, it can be really hard to do, especially 20 reps of them. So just go down as far as you're comfortable with, but have your feet shoulder width apart or a little further than shoulder width apart. Then we're going to drop to the floor, and we're going to do 10 push-ups. So you can go to 90 with your arms and come back up for 1. If that's difficult, you can put your knees down and you can do these. It's still going to work your arms, it's still going to work your chest. So 1 full circuit doing those 3 things, no stopping in the middle, all together is a circuit. And then you rest for about 1 minute to 2 minutes, longer if you need it, but don't let yourself cool down completely, or it'll be really not good when you start back up. You'll have to re-warm up. But then you repeat that 2 to 3 times. So just depending on what level you're at, you choose what is going to work for you, make you be challenged, but not make you like pass out or, you know, not have enough air or anything like that. So challenge yourself. That's the point. The point is challenging yourself. The point is getting up and moving. You can do this in your living room. You can have TV on and be doing this workout. So there's no excuse to not get up and try it. So then you rest for a minute and you do it again as many times as you want. That challenges you, and I guarantee you'll work up a sweat. I'm in really good shape, and I'm already breathing hard. So trust me, 3 little exercises with no rest in between can be killer, just body weight. I would love to hear feedback on any of the YouTube videos that I put out. If you guys have any comments, questions, notes, anything. So have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video.